Alright. Been a little while. It's been a little while since the last session. And I do remember, we're going back. Why? Because it did say, we will go back to read everybody's Onsen scene before continuing on with the main town hub. So this will take a little while. So, I mean, the first one we did, and the one we will commit with once I reload that save, we will be going back, or sorry, we'll be committing with Instructor Sarah. But for time being, let's see how everyone else, goes and all that. But, what was it? I was gonna skip over all of this, because we've kind of already read through all this before. Even if it's been a while, but yeah, basically Rian just relaxing, reminiscing. It's like, gosh, man, all my friends and classmates and everything, man, like they've done so much and all that shit. But like, man, like who left the strongest impression on me? Like for, you know, the whatever in all these recent events. But yeah, I chose Instructor Sarah, but. Let's just take it from the top to bottom. Let's not go in any, like, favorite order or whatever. I don't want to confuse myself going up and down here. Because we got a lot to choose from. Like, how many is this in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Yeah, we got 13 people to choose from. Alright, let's go with Elisa. I think it would have to be Elisa. She blamed herself more than anyone about how we parted ways in Trista. I can see how worried she was for me. Even now, I'm sure she's worried about her mother and the Reinford company. But she's still putting everyone else first, just like she always does. She did all she could to bring us together again. I wish I could be like her. I wish I could be that strong. Oh.
Rain, are you there?
Oh. Let's go! The Mishy stays on. Remember. Mishy stays on. Although unfortunately we don't have enough Mishy plushes for everyone. Like that's kind of weird. We have all these party members now, but we don't have enough Mishies for everyone.
I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out now.
There's no need to shout. I actually already knew that you were here. I'd asked the manager beforehand. So I thought now might be a good time to talk with you.
Oh?
Pardon?
Green, come on. Put two and two together.
There's really nothing like a warm bath on a cold winter's day. Gazing up at the night sky, feeling the warmth of the spring coursing through your whole body, this is such bliss.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's my favorite time of year to relax in the springs too. But both of us bathing in here together is really not a good idea. Doesn't it bother you even a little? The two of us here alone feels kind of, I don't know.
Romantic?
What's the big deal? I'm covered up, aren't I? I'd appreciate it if you didn't stare so hard, though. I might have managed to pluck up the courage to come in here, but it's still kind of embarrassing.
Well, I wasn't doing it on purpose. Sorry. But what made you need to pluck up the courage to come in here to begin with? You said you wanted to talk. Anything in particular?
Well, I just wanted to thank you.
Thank me? Thank me for what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked.
You have, though. And for everything, really. I wanted to thank you for surviving all this time so that we could meet again. And I wanted to thank you for coming all the way to Nord to get me. Maybe we can't be here with Crow, but because of you, the rest of us are back together again.
Because of me? That's not true. Besides, it was only because of you guys that I was able to do anything at all.
I knew you'd say that. Still, I feel like Class 7 is what it is because you're at its center. We had faith that you'd get back up on your feet and fight, and it's because you followed through that we've come this far. I'm not the only one who feels that way either. So, Thank you, Reen.
Man, he's just gonna... So, out of all the core elements of, like, Reen's staple lines throughout all these Bond scenes, he's just gonna have some moment where he's just gonna laugh every single time, huh? Oh, no.
Oh, come on! Knock it off with the laughing! It wasn't easy to come here and say all of this, you know.
I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
Well, I can accept that. And now that you know, I don't want you to ever forget it. We've been through so much together, Reen. We have a bond so strong, nothing can ever break it.
Don't worry. I won't forget. And now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So, let's give it everything we've got.
Of course.
And then they had a very nice romantic night together before going back to sleep. Level 4 length though. Too bad we're gonna reload that. Alright, come on. Now he's gotta go reload. Alright. First Bond scene of the session out of the way. Wait, that was a nice little scene with Elisa. Hello. I think I still kind of prefer... Sarah's over Elisa's. Alright, time for our boy Elliot. Just a nice little talk with the boys, or with Ellie in this case. I think it would have to be Elliot. He must have been worried sick about his dad and Fiona, but he never let that stop him once. He's probably still worried too. Even now, we have no idea where Fiona is. And yet, he's never let it show once. His smile is brighter than ever. I wish I could be like him. I wish I could be that strong.
How's the water, Reen?
Yo, Reen, what's up?
Oh, hey. I didn't think anyone would be swinging by this late. I figured everyone would be fast asleep by now.
Onsen with the boys, let's go.
Well, I heard you leaving your room, so I figured I'd follow and see what's up. Got room for one more?
Of course. Come on in.
Nothing beats bathing in a hot spring while looking up at the sky during winter. I love that tingly feeling from all the warmth coming back to my fingers.
This is my favorite season to use the springs too. Still, any particular reason you wanted to take another bath? I mean, I know it's nice and it's not like
Oh,
shit.
I just thought this might be a good chance to say something that I've been meaning to say for a while. I'd like to thank you, Reen.
Thank me? Thank me for what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked.
Well, everything really. I wanted to thank you for surviving all this time so that we could meet again, and I wanted to thank you for coming all the way to Keldic to get us. It's sad that Crow's not here, but you're the reason the rest of us are together again.
It's not like Crow's, the central part of this whole little, like, uprising with technically we're sort of painted as the rebels here, but it's not like Crow's at the center of all this thing with the Noble Alliance, or at least like a key part in Yeah, no. Ah, we just need to bring him back because he's still our classmate. I still legitimately wonder what we're gonna do. I'm like, are we? It's like, we're actually gonna, like, somehow bring him back, huh? I do wonder how they're gonna execute that. That's what I'm curious about. Like, I'm 95% sure that we'll just bring him back. But, like, if not, I kind of wonder.
I am? I wouldn't be so sure. It was only thanks to everyone's support, yours included, that I was able to do anything at all.
That's true too, I guess. Still, I feel like Class 7 is what it is because you're at its center. We knew you'd stand right back up and fight. And because you did just that, we're here, fighting by your side. And I'm sure everyone else feels the same exact way. So, thank you, Reen.
Man, okay, I'm just gonna say, we're gonna be reading through each Bond scene, but man, is this getting like awkward and tiring already? Hearing this over and over and over again for the next 10 Bond scenes after this. Oh god.
Sorry, that was all super cheesy, huh?
Oh yeah, I'd say that's an accomplishment to get something as cheesy, to get something similarly cheesy from what Reen or Lloyd would say.
You don't need to laugh that much, though.
I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
Oh, okay. Well, now you know. We're friends, and our bond is stronger than you know. I hope you never forget that. I know I won't.
Don't worry, I won't either. And now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So, let's give it everything we've got.
Right.
Man, Elliot really needs the Link XP, doesn't he? Oh my god. Alright. Where's my... Alright. For some reason I was having a little brain fart there. Okay. Next. Alright. Let's see how you feel, Laura. Oh, whoops. Goddamn, I always have this bad habit of accidentally, like, holding onto my mouse too heavily. And, like, oh my god, I'm sorry about that. We may not know where her father is, but she bravely stood up and defended Legram in his place to the best of her ability. And that could have been easy for her with how worried she must be. You know, like, I really gotta stop leaning hard into my mouse because I keep accidentally, like, pressing the left mouse button. Not once did she let her worries stop her from doing what she needed to be done. She proudly fought to protect her home. I wish I could be like her. I wish I could be that strong.
Reen?
Oh.
Laura! I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out now.
You don't have to apologize, Reen. I should have checked if someone else was inside before coming in. Truth be told, I was thinking the same thing. I thought it would be empty by now. Still, this might make for the perfect chance to sit and talk, no?
Oh, you still want to come in?
Nah. Oh yeah, Laura just not the Mishi because we don't have enough Mishis to go around.
There are few things more pleasant than relaxing in a hot spring while gazing up at the wintry sky. That tingle of warmth returning to my fingers and toes is particularly nice.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's my favorite time of the year to relax in the springs too. But never mind that. Are you sure you're comfortable with both of us being here, Laura? It's pretty late, and with the two of us, it's kind of,
Well, I am modestly covered, so I don't think there's a problem, per se. Although I'd prefer if you didn't look at me quite so pointedly. It's embarrassing for me to be here too, I hope you realize.
True. I wasn't doing it on purpose. Sorry. Anyway, you said you wanted to talk, right? Was it about anything in particular?
Well, I wanted the opportunity to say thank you.
You're thanking me? For what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked.
Everything, I suppose. I wanted to thank you for surviving all this time so that we could meet again. And I wanted to thank you for coming all the way to Legram to find us. Crow may not be with us, but you're the reason the rest of us are together again.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. Besides, it was only because of you guys that I was able to do anything at all.
Well, it's understandable that you'd feel that way. Still, I believe Class 7 is only what it is because you are at its center. You were the one who stood right back up and fought, and it's because of that we were able to make it this far. That's what I feel, and I know that's how the others feel too. So, thank you, Reen.
Oh, here we go again. Oh man.
I'd rather you didn't laugh at me. It took a lot of courage to come in here and tell you that, you know.
I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
I see. In that case, be sure that you never forget what I said. We've been through so much together. The bonds formed between us will not be so easily broken.
Don't worry. I won't forget. And now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So, let's give it everything we've got.
Of course.
And then they had a very relaxing night together in the onsen before they went to sleep peacefully. But yeah, they, I mean, it's understandable because, like, with the whole, generic lines, because, you know, it's not like gonna write everything completely uniquely across 13 different bond scenes for one particular moment. But we'll still go through it anyway, since they're all voiced. And we get to see everyone in their onsen getup for a special occasion. So next up... Alright, time for our boy Marcus to join in the onsen fun. Oh man. I think it would have to be Machias. He was doing everything he could all over in Kellic to find us, using all the contacts he had to make our reunion a reality. And he did it all while the capital was occupied with no idea where his father was too. That must have been so hard. But he stayed responsible as ever, and redoubled his efforts alongside Elliot and Fee. I wish I could be like him. I wish I could be that strong.
It's me, Reen. I'm coming in.
Hello, Marcus.
Oh, hey. I didn't think anyone would be swinging by this late. I figured everyone would be fast asleep by now.
Well, I noticed you leaving your room, so I thought I'd tag along and see what's up.
Wait. Hey, Dokumbi. Gonna post this in... where? Wait, are you friends with like a Discord channel? It's like, I don't know what Discord you're talking. I legit don't know what Discord you're talking about.
Mind if I join you?
Sure, go right ahead.
I hope you're doing well, Dokumbi. Also, good night. Alright, take care, Dokumbi. See you later.
There really is nothing like soaking in a hot spring under a wintry sky. You can feel all of your exhaustion just melting away.
This is my favorite season to use the springs too. Still, what made you want to come back in here? I mean, I know it's nice and it's not like I can talk, but we were all in here earlier today.
Oh, I just thought this might be a good chance to talk to you, that's all. Or more specifically, I thought this would be an ideal opportunity to say thank you.
You're thanking me? For what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked.
Well, everything up to this point, I guess. I wanted to thank you for surviving all this time so that we could meet again. And I wanted to thank you for coming all the way to Celtic to get us. I feel like it was only thanks to you that all of us were able to come together again, even if it is without Crow.
Thanks to me? That's not true. It was only thanks to everyone's support, yours included, that I was able to do anything at all.
In a way, you're right. Still, Class 7 is what it is because you're at its center. We believed you'd stand back up again and fight, and rightly so. That's the very reason we're all here today. I know I feel that way, and I'm sure that everyone else does too. So, please, let me thank you, Reed.
Aw. Oh.
Hey, you're not supposed to laugh, damn it. I'll admit that may be an overdramatic way of putting it, but I don't think you're in any position to criticize.
I do love the unique little snippets of dialogue between every character, though. Of course, like everyone has like their generic lines, but the more specific lines, okay.
I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
Oh, right. Well, as long as you understand now, we didn't become friends overnight, but since then, we've all formed a bond that won't be so easily broken. Don't forget that.
Don't worry, I won't. Now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So, let's give it everything we've got.
Right.
And then they spent the night having a riveting discussion about chess and chess strategy. They totally would. Alright. Next. Alright, Emma. You're up. You know, I wonder if Reen will make any special particular mention about Emma and her proportions, given how they kind of like pointed it out during some of the other like specific scenes with Emma. you know, just having a nice little study session with Emma. I was like, oh my god, seeing Emma this close. And I'm like, Reen, I know you're at that age, but calm down. You got some studying to do, boy. I also did love the little aspect during that scene. It's like, and then Reen could actually didn't remember anything he learned from being so flustered the whole damn time. I'm like, understandable, but god damn it, Reen. Also, yeah, the first line is always gonna be, I think it's gonna be so and so. So okay, I don't feel bad about just kind of glossing over that. All this time she's been fighting alone, unable to tell any of us her true identity or why she was doing what she did. That must have been so hard on her. Did she feel like an outsider? What was it like never being able to ask for her support? And yet she did all she could to fulfill her duties as a witch while being a loyal and kind classmate to us. I wish I could be like her. I wish I could be that strong. And have magic powers.
Rean?
Oh?
Emma? I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out now.
No, you shouldn't have to do that. I'm so sorry. I had no idea that anyone was in here. Still, this might be the perfect chance for us to sit down and talk.
Pardon?
It feels wonderful to bathe here during the winter. I love the feeling of warmth coursing through your entire body while relaxing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's my favorite time of the year to relax in the springs too. But never mind that. Are you sure you're comfortable with both of us being here, Emma? It's pretty late, and with the two of us, it's kind of,
I see what you mean. Still, I'm modestly covered, so I don't think it's too much of a problem. I'd appreciate it if you didn't stare at me so much, however.
Green, goddammit.
Although, I can't blame you too much. I'm the one who decided to come in to begin with.
Oh. I wasn't doing it on purpose. Sorry. Anyway, you said you wanted to talk, right? Was it about anything in particular?
Yes, as it so happens. I wanted to thank you, Rean.
Thank me? Thank me for what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked.
Well, everything, I suppose. I wanted to thank you for surviving all this time so that we could meet again. And I wanted to thank you for coming all the way to the Gram to get us. Crow may not be with us, but you're the reason the rest of us are together again.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. Besides, it was only because of you guys that I was able to do anything at all.
Oh, that's so sweet of you to say. Everyone contributed something in some way. However, I believe Class 7 can only be what it is with you at its center. We all believed you would get back on your feet and fight, and it's because you pulled through that we made it this far. I feel that way, and I know everyone else does too. So, thank you, Rean.
And I'm gonna be so sick of this particular laughing line once we're through all these onsen scenes.
Please don't laugh. It took a lot of courage to come in here and tell you that, you know.
I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
Oh, I see. Our bonds are stronger than you realize. They won't be broken so easily, Rean. I hope you never forget that.
Don't worry, I won't. Now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So, let's give it everything we've got.
Of course.
And then they had a very engaging discussion about the concepts of magic within the Hexen clan. And also some funny stories when working with... actually, wait, what was the name of that one girl who wrote all the BL stuff in Trista? I forget her name. Oh, I wanted to segue into that, but I'm like, wait, what was her name again? But that one girl from the literature club. The girl we must all be very, very scared of. Who is doing everything she can to corrupt all the innocent girls within and outside of Trista even. Oh, getting into the wonders of BL, apparently. Oh god. Alright, let's see what our boy Eustace has to say. How are you feeling after telling your father, or giving your father the middle finger? I think it would have to be Eustace. He belongs to one of the 4 great houses, and yet, he used that position to search for our whereabouts instead. Considering how important his father and brother are in the Noble Alliance, that couldn't have been an easy decision for him. He was never willing to compromise his sense of responsibility, and he tried to find his own path to believe in instead. I wish I could be like him. I wish I could be that strong. Pardon me?
You seem to be quite comfortable having the whole spring to yourself.
Oh, hey. I didn't think anyone would be swinging by this late. I figured everyone would be fast asleep by now.
I might have been, but I noticed you leaving your room, so I thought I'd see what you were up to.
You of all people?
Would you mind if I joined you?
Sure, go right ahead.
The feeling of relaxing in a hot spring during winter truly is indescribable. The warmth that spreads through your body is oddly comforting.
This is my favorite season to use the springs too. Still, what made you want to come back in here? I mean, I know it's nice and it's not like I can talk, but we were all in here earlier today.
I thought that this might be a good opportunity to talk to you. I'd like to thank you, Reen.
Thank me? Thank me for what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked.
For everything that has happened until now, I suppose. Thank you for surviving all this time so that we could meet again. And thank you for risking everything by traveling into one of the noble faction's largest strongholds to find me. Crow may not be with us, but it was all thanks to you that we were able to come together like this.
Thanks to me? That's not true. It was only thanks to everyone's support, yours included, that I was able to do anything at all.
I can see why you'd feel that way. Still, I believe Class 7 is what it is because you are at its center. We all believed you would rise up against the odds, and that's why we're here right now, fighting at your side. I know I'm not the only one who feels as much. So, thank you, Reen.
Aww?
I'm not sure
God.
laughing is the most appropriate reaction, especially since you're always the one making us listen to those ridiculously florid speeches with a straight face.
There we go. So, I believe the what was it? Only Machias and Eustace so far have pointed out how cheesy Reen's lines are, at least within the Onsen scenes.
I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
I see. Know this. The bonds forged between us will not be broken easily. I hope you'll never forget that.
Don't worry, I won't. And now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So, let's give it everything we've got.
I fully intend to.
Okay, I don't know what to say before we fade to black here. Alrighty. Halfway there. God damn it, Fee. Of course I had to pick that shot. She made the most of her experience as a former Jaeger to support Machias and Elliot in their efforts. That must have been really difficult for her, considering members of her old corps are working with the Noble Alliance now. She fought her hardest to protect her new family, our class, even if it meant opposing her old one. I wish I could be like her. I wish I could be that strong.
I'm coming in.
Duh.
Fee, I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out now.
No need for that. I came because I heard you were here from the manager anyway.
You did?
Feels really great being in here during winter. I bet I could take a nap here.
I suppose. Winter's my favorite time of the year to use the springs because of how relaxing it is. Wait, though. I'm not so sure it's the best idea for us to be bathing alone together, Fee. You're not bothered at all?
Why would I be?
Oh.
When I was in the Corps, we'd sometimes all get into a hot spring together.
Huh.
The guys and the girls.
Point taken. She did say that they were all like one big family. You said you came because you knew I was here, right? Any particular reason you wanted to hang out?
Because I forgot to thank you.
Thank me? Thank me for what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked.
You couldn't be any more oblivious if you tried, could you? I wanted to thank you for surviving all this time so that we could meet again. And for coming all the way to Keldic to get me. Crow might not be with us, but it feels like the rest of us were only able to be here now thanks to you.
Thanks to me? I don't know if I agree. Besides, all of you guys are the reason I've been able to do anything at all.
Oh, I know. Still, I think our class is only how it is because you're at its center. It's only because we could believe you'd get back on your feet that we're all here now. That's how I feel. And I know that's how everyone else feels too. So, thanks.
Aww. Happy Fee. No, it's like, I'm a rare thing to see at this, even at this point.
That wasn't supposed to be funny.
It just gets more and more awkward the more we listen to the laughing line.
Maybe a little overblown, but not half as cheesy as some of the things you've said.
Okay. Fee is also the one to point out the cheesiness too.
I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
Oh. Well, make sure you don't forget it. We're all friends. And that's not gonna change anytime soon.
Don't worry, I won't. And now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So, let's give it everything we've got.
Yeah.
Then Fee shared some embarrassing stories from her time in Zephyr at the Onsen. I don't know, man. I could have delivered that better. Actually, what's the level 4 here? Counterattack. Alright. Don't worry. We're almost there. Almost there. Alright, not time for our boy Gaius. He must have been horrified and scared when the flames of war threatened his beloved homeland. But he never ran away. He did all he could to protect Nord. Now he's doing the same for the Empire, even though it means leaving his family behind once again. Okay, I'm not gonna keep reading the I wish I could be like him thing. It's like, oh my god, I've read this for the millionth time already.
So this is where you were.
Oh, hey. I didn't think anyone would be swinging by this late. I figured everyone would be fast asleep by now.
Well, I noticed you leaving your room, so I thought I'd see what you were up to. Do you mind if I join you?
Sure, go right ahead.
Hot springs truly are a wonderful part of this nation's culture. I thought as much last time we came here, but relaxing in one during winter is even better.
This is my favorite season to use the springs too. Still, what made you want to come back in here? I mean, I know it's nice and it's not like I can talk, but we were all in here earlier today.
That's true, but I thought it would be easier to talk with you if it was just the two of us. I'd like to thank you, Reen.
Thank me? Thank me for what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked.
For everything, I suppose. I wanted to thank you for surviving all this time so that we could meet again. And I wanted to thank you for coming all the way to Nord to find us. It was only thanks to you that we were able to come together again, even if it is without Crow.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. Besides, it was only because of all of you that I was able to do anything at all.
I can see why you'd feel that way. Still, I believe Class 7 is only what it is because you're the one at its center. You created your own wind, carved out your own path, and we believed in you every step of the way. It's the reason we're here now, fighting. And I know everyone else feels the same. So, thank you, Reen.
Okay, we're gonna skip over this again.
I guess that might have been a slightly overblown way of putting it.
I think from now on I'll skip over the laughing line. I'm getting tired of hearing it.
Although, if anything, I think I might have gotten that habit from you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
I see. The bond we all share won't be broken so easily. Of that, I'm certain. I hope you'll never forget that.
Don't worry, I won't. Now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So, let's give it everything we've got.
Right.
Alright, I'm just gonna fast forward my way out of the scene. Oh wait, actually, let me check something. Okay. Alright. Now let's see what kind of chaos Million will throw into the mix here for this onsen scene. She might be a member of the intelligence division, but that didn't stop her from fighting for the people of the Highlands. She must be really concerned about what happened to Lecter and Chancellor Osborne after all that's happened. But you wouldn't know it looking at her. She's still the same energetic member of our class that she's always been.
Heidi-ho, Rena Rooney!
What? What is that line? Rena Rooney?
Milliam, I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out now.
Aw, why would you want to do that? I came in because the manager told me you were here.
Really?
Yeah. Hot springs in winter are so nice.
That funny tingly thing you get in your feet once they start warming up feels so comfy.
Yeah, true. Winter's my favorite time of the year to use the springs because of how relaxing it is. But never mind that. This is weird.
I remember on all the other girls' lines about not staring because it's Milliam. We're just like, nah, this shit weird, man.
Us being in the springs together this late at night is just... I mean...
Oh, things getting too steamy for you?
the look on Milliam's face here. You know she's gonna press on this to make him feel more comfortable.
Aw, don't worry. I know it's not every day you get to share a bath with a sexy, tall drink of water like me.
Oh my god, Milliam, I don't want to go to jail.
Or do you want to hang out with Sarah or Emma instead? Can't blame you because they both got big boobs.
Nope, that is not what I'm saying at all.
Milliam saying like it is. Saying I was like...
You really know how to make people jump through hoops. Moving right along, what made you want to take a dip in the bath so late at night anyway? You said before that you came in because you knew I was here. Any special reason?
Actually, I came to say thanks.
Thanks? Thanks for what? I don't feel like I've done anything to deserve being thanked.
Sure you have, but I should have known you wouldn't have noticed. You did everything you could to pull through after we split up in Trista, right? And then you came all that way to get us. You even brought Claire, too. To me, you're the only reason all of us are even back together again, you know?
Me? The only reason? I think that's a stretch. Besides, it was only because of all of you that I was able to do anything at all.
I knew you'd say that. But I still think our class is only what it is because of you. You're kind of like our leader in a way. The whole reason we're together again is because you stood up and chose to fight. So, thanks.
Okay, we're gonna skip over this.
Aw, you're laughing. I was trying so hard to be all serious and moving for once, too.
Sorry, Milliam.
I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing at you.
Sorry, you're just a victim of Falcom's generic writing here because of the fact they have to write 13 different scenes here. They can't make them all completely unique. Although I would have applauded Falcom if they actually did make this all like... If they introduced like complete variations for every single Onsen scene here. That would be very respectable. But it's completely understandable that they, you know, have all these generic lines for people to say with only slight variations here and there to fit the character.
It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
I'm not sure what you're getting at, but hey, as long as you're not laughing at me. Sounds like something you should keep in mind, though. It's true that we're all thinking of you, always. We're bound together in a way that can't be easily broken.
Don't worry, I will. And now that we're all together again, I'm sure that one day we'll be able to return to the academy. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So, let's give it everything we've got.
You know it.
And then Milliam summoned up Lammy and made a huge splash all over the onsen, causing more property damage. She would totally do that. Well, maybe minus the property damage part, but she would totally do that. Alright. I kind of wonder how the scenes with Claire and what was it? Or basically everyone else outside of Class 7. Cause like, who do we have left though? Yeah, so Yeah, so just these three then. Alright. At least then Princess Alpha wouldn't have made it to Ymir to begin with if Prince Oliver hadn't asked him to help. And then he saved me from danger at the last moment when I encountered that magic knight in the mountains too. I'm really fortunate to have someone like him watching my back. Especially when I'm sure he's busy with bracer business. Yo, Reen!
Hey there. How's the water?
Ah.
Tova? I'm surprised you're still awake.
Come on. I'm still young. You think I'd hit the hay this early? Mind if I join you?
Not at all. Go right ahead.
I wonder how different it is with Tobal since he's the only, like, male non-Class 7 person here.
You really can't beat the hot springs of Ymir. I've used them a few times since coming here, but it never gets old. Sounds like I picked the best season to be here, too.
You know, I kind of wonder how Sharon would probably tease the hell out of Reen.
You did, actually. Winter's my favorite season to use the springs too.
Hey, different variations, let's go! So pretty much for the entirety of, like, Class 7 minus Sarah, I think. Although, I think for the hell of it, I think I'll just read Sarah's again. So kind of just segue into the rest of this Ymir downtime.
You really must like coming in here, though. Considering that we've already been in here once today, but I guess I can't really talk either, can I?
No, you sure can't. And I could get used to this, all right. Oh, yeah. Kinda overdue and maybe a little out of nowhere, but congrats on making it this far and doing what you set out to do.
A little out of nowhere is right. What brought this on?
You've been through a hell of a ride since everything went down back in Trista, but you've gotten through it all just fine. Not only that, you managed to get all of your old classmates and Sarah back together again. That wouldn't have happened if not for you.
I think you're giving me too much credit. It was only thanks to everyone's support, yours included, that I was able to do anything at all.
Don't think I did all that much, personally. And hey, I'll give credit where credit is due. Class 7's only how it is because you're at its center. And that's a fact. Everyone believed that you'd rise up and fight. And they still believe it now. That's why they're here. So as someone who's been watching over you for a while now, I think you deserve a pat on the back for all you've done. What? Did I overdo it? Well, don't sweat it too much if it bothers you, I guess.
Oh, no, I wasn't laughing at you.
And of course, Tobo doesn't really mention the whole cheesiness thing since, you know, he hasn't really been around Class 7 that often to hear Reen go over his whole cheesy spiel every single time. Ugh, so I need to stretch a little bit.
It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
Oh, gotcha. Well, then make sure you don't forget it. The friendships you've made aren't the kind that can be broken easily. That goes without saying between us, too, I'll have you know.
Don't worry, I won't forget. Now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality, both for ourselves and for the people who have supported us in getting this far.
That's what I like to hear. I've got your back all the way, Reen.
You know, I really hope that, like, as we go further into this, I hope they increase our reserve members to 8 to 4 slots instead of 2. Please? Do you know how painful it is only being able to bring 6 people out of this huge diverse cast so far? Although I guess it would be pretty overpowered, considering since you'd be able to be that much more flexible with your party compositions, but man, it is so hard to pick who I'd actually want to carry on into like the next portion outside of Ymir. Oh my god, I really like hope the game does a thing where it's like, hey, reserve member, reserve count up. You can bring more people with you, please. I can't bear with only bringing in like oh so little people. Man, if I had to bring only one non-class 7 person in, man, oh my god, don't make me. Oh my god, like, I mean, even Tobo too. Like, putting aside waifu bias and all that, like, oh my god, like Tobo, Claire, Sharon, Sarah. Oh, I'd like to have all of them in the party, but obviously you can't have every single one. Then they probably limit it, restricted in a way so that you'd have to bring X amount of class 7 and X amount of non-class 7 and all that, but oh my god. Alright, so how's it gonna go with, how's it gonna go with Captain Claire? I'm legit curious. I think it would have to be Captain Claire. It was surprising to find she and the Railway Military Police have been helping out the 4th Armored Division. Given that the Chancellor she served is gone, I wouldn't be surprised if she was feeling lost right now. And yet, you wouldn't be able to tell it from looking at her. She did all she could to help defend this village from attack.
Irene?
Yeah. Oh.
Captain Claire? I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out now.
Oh, no, you don't need to do that. You were here first, after all. Truth be told, I didn't think anyone else would be here so late either.
Sunny manager.
Still, while meeting like this may purely be a coincidence, it could also be a good chance for us to sit and have a nice talk.
Oh my god, the hair clipping through Mishy's head.
Regardless, it's pretty cold out here, so I'm getting in before I get any colder.
Okay.
The open-air baths in the middle of winter are wonderful, aren't they? I'm usually one to settle for a quick shower, but this is so relaxing that I can barely bring myself to get out.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's my favorite time of the year to relax in the springs, too. That aside, I mean, it's an honor to have the chance to share the spring with a lady like you, but...
There's no need to be so flustered. It wasn't all that long ago that I was a Thor student myself, you know. Just think of me as another classmate.
As another classmate?
And fellow classmates help wash each other's backs. So how about it? Would you like me to help wash yours?
Oh?
No, that's quite all right.
What?
And besides, underclassmen are the ones who are supposed to help wash the upperclassmen's backs, so that makes no sense.
So, oh, Reen! Oh! So bold! What would Ashoka Sarah think if she heard about this? Or everyone else for that matter.
I mean, not that I specifically want to or anything, I just,
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be teasing you like this, should I?
Okay, if we're gonna go this far, how is Sharon gonna tease the hell out of Reen? Oh no.
Not when I stayed in to offer you my congratulations.
Thank you? May I ask what for?
I think you've earned it after all you've done. I've been impressed by you time and time again ever since we met. You were able to survive the terrible battle in Trista. You braved the many challenges you've had to face since.
Missed opportunity to say barriers.
And you were able to reunite with your classmates, like Milliam. That they are all gathered together here is a testament to your efforts, Reen.
I think you're giving me too much credit. It was only thanks to everyone's support, yours included, that I was able to do anything at all.
Please. I barely did anything to aid you at all. And I don't think I'm giving you too much credit. Class 7 is only how it is because you're the one at its center. They all believed that you would rise up and fight, and that's why each and every one of them are here today. You should be proud of what you've achieved, Reen. Reen?
Goddamn, Reen.
I'm sorry, did I say something strange?
Oh, no, I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
If laughing at yourself helps, then by all means. But I don't think you need to beat yourself up over it. Still, it wouldn't hurt to always keep those thoughts at the back of your mind in the future. You've forged many amazing friendships since all this began, and they're not the kinds that can be easily broken. That goes for me, too.
I'll be sure to always remember. Now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. Both for ourselves and for the people who have supported us in getting this far.
That's the way. And I'll be right there with you.
Alright, and now Sharon. I really wonder how Sharon's will play out. I am so curious. She sensed that Elisa was in danger in Nord and wasted no time in coming to her aid. She might be shrouded in mystery and a member of Ouroboros who definitely don't seem to be our allies. But she always puts us first, even if it meant fighting against them. You know, are you sure you want to be like Sharon Reen? You do not know what Sharon's history is like.
I hope you don't mind me coming in.
Oh.
Sharon, I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out now.
That won't be necessary. In fact, you're the reason I stopped by. Please, would you allow me the pleasure of washing your back for you?
Just coming out straight with it, huh?
Excuse me?
Oh man. But before she even gets into the water, the teasing has begun. Alright.
Hot springs in winter truly are wonderful, aren't they? I can feel all of the exhaustion that's built up as a result of my work simply washing away.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's my favorite time of the year to relax in the springs too. But both of us bathing in here together is really, really not a good idea. What's Elisa going to say when she finds out?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. What she doesn't know won't hurt her.
Not to worry, Master Reen. Lady Elisa will be none the wiser about any of this.
Oh my god, Sharon.
For now, in this moment, simply think of me as your very own personal maid.
Oh.
Should you require anything of me, do tell. I will do anything that you so desire.
Dojin writers be like,
anything? No, I'm fine, honestly.
My apologies. Your reactions are so charming. I can't help but tease you.
yeah, like I said, this will mostly be Sharon teasing the hell out of Reed.
The reason I came here is perfectly simple. I'd like to offer you my congratulations for all that you've done in the last few weeks.
You would?
Your efforts since the battle in Trista have been quite commendable. You've faced countless challenges since we parted ways there, and you've both stood up to and overcome them admirably. You found and rescued Lady Elisa, to say nothing of your other classmates. I believe the credit for Class 7's reunion lies entirely with you.
I think you're giving me too much credit. It was only thanks to everyone's support, yours included, that I was able to do anything at all.
Oh, I don't think my contribution was at all significant.
No, you only wiped the floor with almost every enemy we've come across because you're just that freaking strong.
I believe that Class 7 is only how it is because you are at its center.
And the fact that you give everyone like a little cup of tea in the middle of battle, healing them up back to full, essentially.
It was only because everyone was able to believe you would rise up and fight that they are all gathered here now. As such, I think you're well deserving of praise. Master Reen, I do apologize if I caused any offense, but did I say something inappropriate?
Oh, no, I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
Is that so? In that case, I hope you'll always keep those thoughts in mind in the future. The kinds of bonds you have with those who care about you are too strong to be easily severed. And I do include the bond between us in that statement.
I'll be sure to do so. And now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality, both for ourselves and for the people who have supported us in getting this far.
I'll be sure to give you whatever aid that I can.
And then Sharon teased Reen more by actually helping him wash his back and vice versa. Well, Elisa's none the wiser. Okay, that was a pretty nice that was a pretty nice scene, because I totally knew that Sharon totally bully or tease the hell out of Reen like this. Like, what would Elisa think? No, as long as she doesn't, she'll be none the wiser if we don't say anything. I'm like, oh my god, I totally called it. I totally fucking called it that she would pull this shit. Alright, just so we can kind of go through everything in one little go this current session. Even though I viewed it the last session, let's go see Instructor Sarah's again. Oh, sorry about that. I had to clear my throat for a moment. Without her intervention, I'm sure her encounter with those terrifying society members would have ended very differently. She's always been there watching over us, even when we don't realize it. Her lifestyle might not exactly be one to take after. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't drink like 6 bottles of beer every single day? Are you sure you want to be like Instructor Sarah? Well, I salute your kidneys for their hard work in the future, sir. Or liver, I mean.
Reen?
Instructor, I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out.
No, don't worry about it. I thought the same exact thing, actually.
Oh, it's fine.
A little late night one-on-one bonding with one of my precious students doesn't sound so bad, actually. And it's freezing out here, so I'm hopping in.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
The temperature's just right. Sitting back in a spring like this with a bottle of warm, strong stuff would be heaven right about now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's my favorite time of the year to relax in the springs too. But both of us bathing in here together is really, really not a good idea. I mean, the two of us alone here at this time of night's kind of...
That's fine.
What's the big deal? I'm all covered up, aren't I? Although, I guess any boy your age would feel a tad flustered sharing a hot spring with an older, beautiful woman like me. I hope there aren't any naughty fantasies going through that little head of yours.
Oh, please don't ask me that.
Well, I'll spare you another round of teasing for now. I stuck around to praise you, not to make you uncomfortable.
You did?
You've done a really good job making it this far and doing what you have. You've had it hard since we were split up, but you've hung in there and made it through. And not only that, you managed to gather all of your classmates back together again from all over the country. That they're here now is all thanks to you, Reem.
I think you're giving me too much credit. It was only thanks to everyone's support, yours included, that I was able to do anything at all.
Oh, I know everyone else deserves some credit too. Still, it doesn't change the fact that Class 7 is only how it is because you've always been at its center. It was only because you rose up to fight, just like everyone believed you would. So I thought that as your instructor, the least I could do was praise you for what you've achieved. Hey! What's with all the laughing? Even I can sound like an actual instructor sometimes, you know.
Oh, no, I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
Aha! So that's it. Well, in that case, make sure you don't ever forget it. The bonds you have with the people who care about you won't be broken easily. And I'd know, because I'm one of those people.
Oh man, that wink.
I'll be sure not to. And now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality, both for ourselves and for the people who have supported us in getting this far.
Aha! That's what I like to hear.
And just like before. And then they... Nah, just kidding. Alright. Oh. Man, that really took an hour to go through all of that. Give and take some little clips here and there, but yeah, that took a whole hour.